for you to join. By the time those who have joined, ask your friends and colleagues to join the meeting as soon as possible so that we can start on time. So we had our orientation session and masterclass one, and how's the energy with everyone here? Is everyone ready to start with the masterclass two? Yeah. So how's the energy, everyone? Is everyone ready to start with their masterclass two? And is everyone, good afternoon, everyone. Great. Good afternoon. Meanwhile, ask all your friends to join by 4:05. We'll be starting exactly at 4:05. So ask everyone to join. Yeah, I see lots of good afternoon and good evening. I'm also excited to start this class with everyone. All your queries that you have, you can put it in the query form. Meanwhile, please check with your classmates, friends, and everyone you know and ask them to join as fast as possible. So the WhatsApp group link is put in the chat box. People who are having trouble joining the WhatsApp group, please use the link and join it. And regarding offer letter, we all will be receiving offer letter. We are working on that. Regarding confusions on IBM SkillsBuild, um, you could actually put it in the query form. So I do understand the concerns regarding offer letter. We are working out, we have lots of students, and we have sent out offer letters, and few of you will be receiving as soon as possible. And rest of the update in this masterclass you'll be getting. So there are a lot of queries regarding learning plan. I will put the learning plan link in the chat box. Please take a look. I hope everybody have received the resource document link. Inside that, you will be receiving a lot of information, resources to complete this internship. And in the same itself, there's yes in chat box now you can see the learning plan link. So you can click on that and continue with your learning plan. And I hope everybody have already registered in the platform and enrolled in the learning plan, right? So yes, give me a thumbs up if everybody have enrolled in the learning plan already. Yes. I just see just two thumbs ups. So yes. We're still waiting for your friends to join. So this is 6 week internship on marketing and business management. And the internship is for 60 hours, but it would be in a span of 6 weeks. This would include
Sorry
self-learning
to
also.
interrupt you, Aarti. Your voice is
Yes.
breaking.
Um, is it okay now?
A little better.
Okay.
Yes, students, wait for some time. So our host has some technical glitch. So please be patient. Student, wait for 2 minutes more. We are settled down.
So
Hello, everyone. So, how are you guys? Is everything good? I think the summer is taking a toll. lot of heat, and we are here for a session in big data and business management. So I think since we are reaching more than 900 participants, let's wait for another 1 minute and then we'll be starting this today's masterclass. So are you all excited? If yes, give me a thumbs up, heart, hooray, anything you want. So yes, yeah. Thank you, Monish. Jasveer, thank you so much. I think everybody is excited. Yeah. So I hope you all have completed your pre-work as of now and have started doing some of your learning plan as well. Because as you all know, the last date is 30th of June and we all have to submit it before or on that day. So I think we shall start this session. So welcome all. Welcome to the IBM SkillsBuild Internship, which is a 6 weeks internships in big data and business management. And I am definitely very sure about this that you all must have learned many more new things as I have also in the last masterclass, and will be looking forward to learning many more new things in data and the ecosystem of big data and data analytics in the upcoming sessions further. So yes, to start the session, I would like to set the agenda of today's masterclass, which is we will be having an introduction to table U. We'll be learning about charts and graphs. So as you all in the last session might have heard or learned in the session that there are various types of graphs, charts through which we can represent our data visually. So we'll be learning today how to create these type of charts and graphs, how to visualize data and what are the best practices related to that, and how to transform raw data into actionable insights, which are appealing to our audience as well as where we are working. So definitely this course will be helping you in your job, in your professional career, which is upcoming in any place you would like, because data is the key to today's success. So you'll be requiring this skill anywhere and everywhere you will be working. Before the starting of the session, I would also like to make some announcements, like please make sure that you are not changing your domain. If you have selected big data and business management, it would be the domain for you for the rest of the internship until completion. Also, please make sure that you use the same email ID which you have utilized for registration process. And also, I have got queries from students that they have used a different email ID to register on the IBM SkillsBuild platform and complete their pre-work and are going to complete their learning plan also with that email ID itself. So that's fine. But apart from IBM SkillsBuild platform, you will be using only a single email ID for all other forms, be it attendance form, query form, and or any other kind of form. So please make sure to remember and always regularly visit that email ID, because you'll be receiving various emails related to this internship through that only, especially your offer letter. Talking about offer letter, we have sent offer letters to your official registered email IDs, the email IDs which you have used in the registration form. And also please do make sure to check your spam folder, because sometimes from external emails, we sometimes get it delivered to the spam folder as well. So you will have to check that as well. There is a simple option of spam folder in your taskbar in your Gmail where you can go and check. If I talk about other things, so whatever information you would be requiring for this internship would be placed in the resource document, and the link, as you can see, is provided here itself, the resource and recording document, which is related to big data and business management. I would also like to open and show it to you just in a minute. Also, please make sure that you mark your attendance and attend all the master classes live, because attendance is mandatory. As you all know, this internship is an academic internship and is totally free of cost. So if anybody would have asked or will be asking you to pay any money in any phase of this internship, please deny to that and report it to us. We'll be taking care of that on the back end. So you don't have to pay any money at any point of time. Those students who have not yet received the offer letter, we request you to fill the query form, which is in the WhatsApp group the WhatsApp group's description as well as in the resource document. Also, make sure that you are part of the big data and business management WhatsApp group so that you can utilize all the information from there. Also, participation for this internship can be done at an individual and team level. So you have made the registration in the similar pattern only at an individual level as well as the team level. So let's move to the query form, the resource document quickly and see what is available there. So this is the basic description of the internship that you have signed up for. There is a query form. You can see it here. Any query related to anything, especially the offer letter, could be filled here. You can also fill this form, Google form, which is related to exactly the offer letter, where you can put the corrections which is needed and we'll be making those corrections. All the other things, the link for the learning plan is present in this offer letter. I hope you are able to see now. Sorry, I didn't share this. So I'll start again. You could see the offer letter. But this is another one. Okay. So there is some glitch at the backend. So afterwards, you can visit this resource document and be a part of checking this. You can check this at the backend, and you have any queries, there is a query form. You can fill it. There is a offer letter correction form as well. You can fill that as well if there is any issue related to offer letter that you wanted corrected, and all the details related to everything that you want in this internship, all the recordings, all the links for the learning plan, and everything is present in this resource document. You can check it easily. So I think let's move further. So now I would like to welcome Mr. Karthik Huda, which is our trainer. He has been part of the last masterclass as well and has given you various insights related to data and the basics of data analytics. And if I talk about Karthik, so he is a data analytics professional with a strong background in foundations in AI, statistics, and computer science. He specializes in developing AI systems and data-driven solutions with IBM Watson, Relay, Microsoft Copilot, Google Colab, SQL, and so on. So these are basically all the analytics tool and data and AI related tools that he is an expert of, and he will be helping you in the same so that you can also be an expert in these tools. He's also delivered sessions across both academic and corporate settings, helping learners understand and apply AI technologies, analytical tools, and practical problem-solving techniques in real-world scenarios. So in this internship and master classes, we will be taking some real-world cases and solving various problems through data. So I would like to invite Karthik. Karthik, welcome.
Thank you very much, Leelendra. So, hello everyone, welcome to the second masterclass. And I really hope you are all ready. And I was reading your chats while Neelendra was talking, although Neelendra has given a great introduction and you must all have great understanding of the program. But I see a lot of messages about offer letters. I just want to suggest sometimes the offer letter might also go to your promotions folder that is on your email, or it is also possible that you might have logged in with a different email IDs. I would suggest check alternate email IDs that you have. You might have received your email offer letter on that email ID. So just a little suggestion. All right, getting back to our data analytics. So how many of you remember the first masterclass? And based on how that masterclass ended, I hope everybody is now ready with Tableau, either as a desktop application or on the browser. So I don't know if the chat is open. So I just want to ask any new people, if everybody has access to Tableau, do not put anything in the chat. If you do not have access to Tableau, then maybe please put it on the chat. Okay, yeah, Parinita, you say yes. I am not looking for yeses. Very good. If you have Tableau, Let me know if you do not have Tableau. Okay, I see a big. All right, we won't be spending a lot of time explaining the entire process of how to get Tableau. I will just share the important links with you so that everybody is on the same page. First of all, let me share my screen with all of you. Okay. Then I should share my browser screen. Okay, let me open my browser. So I'll share the two links with you. You can continue with the process of getting Tableau on your own. So those who were in the class last time, you all might already be aware. I'll search for Tableau Public. And then this would be the home page. But we had two separate options when we go to create. One is to get the desktop application, and other is to use Tableau in your browser. So first I'll open this, share the download link with you for all those who have access to laptops and can get a desktop application. It's possible that even though you have access to laptop, there's a possible the Tableau desktop application might not work. But the link that I just put in the chat, that is for the desktop application. And for web authoring, I will choose the second option. And the second option will basically take me to the Tableau online work page, which looks something like this. Let me share this link as well with you guys. And I'll also share the Tableau public homepage with you. All right, three important links are shared. Now we will not be spending any more time here. You can go ahead. Now let's learn a little bit about Tableau, what Tableau is. Although we have already seen Tableau's interface in the previous session, but let's learn about Tableau a little bit. So Tableau is, of course, a tool that is used to tell stories via data. And how does it tell stories? It converts your raw text-based data or raw character-based data into something visual filled with infographics. And as a result, the raw boring data is converted into interesting presentation or stories. And one great feature of Tableau is it doesn't require any coding. You need to learn a few mathematical, statistical formula here and there, but most of the work is done via drag and drop. And it works for everyone who wants to use it, be it students, teachers, analysts, and all the working professionals. In the previous session, we have already learned how data analytics, data visualization, data science is important for literally every field that is available today. And that is why everybody working in those fields and also who are learning to be part of those fields, or for educators as well, Tableau works for everyone. So why do you want to use Tableau? Five main things. But see, although I am giving you only five things, the use of Tableau or any great data science or data analytics tool depends really on your creativity and imagination. I can tell you that you create dashboards with this. You can create data stories. You can scale your projects that you are making. It is compatible with multiple data sources. Work in a team. Work as a larger company. It has a great drag and drop interface. But these just show you the outside story. But when you start using Tableau for yourself, now, as a good data analyst, it is your job that you explore it more and more and come up with more and more creative and imaginative methods to use any tool that is, present it to you. Key Tableau features are, of course, it is a drag and drop visual builders. Your data is updated live in it. Whatever data source you connect Tableau to, be it an Excel sheet, a CSV sheet, your Google Sheets, as you keep updating the sheet, your Tableau dashboards or your Tableau charts and graphs, they also get updated live. Then you can, as I said in the beginning, if you want to use some mathematical and statistical formulas, then even that is available. And there's a lot of interactive tool tips and parameters. Plus, a great important use of Tableau is that it is a public community where you can share your dashboards and publish it on the web. And publishing on the web is something that you all will be doing as we go forward. And we'll share with each other and we can look at our dashboards. All right. So this is the Tableau product family. This is not important for this particular internship, but I still want you guys to learn about this because if you guys go on to doing your jobs or doing your own business, all this will be very helpful. So Tableau Desktop is the original Tableau application, which has the most features and every interactive features that exist on the Tableau Desktop application. Now Public is what we are using. Tableau Public is nothing but free to use version of Tableau Desktop. It is almost same, just a few limitations here and there. It is a free tool for public data sharing. Then Tableau Online also we will be using. I already showed you the example of web authoring, but we are also using the Tableau public version of Tableau Online and not the paid version. Then Tableau Prep, with Tableau Prep, you can clean and prepare your data. And of course, there's Tableau Mobile as well. If the Tableau mobile application is compatible to your mobile, it is not usually compatible with all mobile phones. If it is, you can download that as well. But I would suggest do not make any payments anywhere. Please use the free Tableau Public Desktop. There will be only few limitations, but it is a great tool for learning. Now again, I have previously mentioned this, that be it public sector NGOs, retail and e-commerce, finance, education, healthcare, whatever field is out there, not just data science or data analytics applies to those fields, but use of Tableau also is applicable in those fields as it is a very easy to use and important tool for data visualization and presenting your data. Now, career relevance, be it you are a data analyst, a business analyst, a financial marketing analyst, or an operations specialist, and so much more. Tableau is an extremely important tool, and especially today, we going 10 years back or 10 years into the future, we cannot make any predictions or any strong guesses what great tool will be available at that time, especially today. If you want to be in the field of data, Tableau is a must learn tool, a must use tool. All Tableau is being used almost everywhere today. So that was a brief introduction about Tableau. Now let's get started with using Tableau. So I previously showed you how to install Tableau. I'll close this for now. This is where I have installed Tableau on my desktop. I'll open this from here. There are some messages on the chat. Is it made to complete IBM Bob activity? Yes, Ashwati is asking about completing the IBM Bob activity. Yes, you all should do it. It is mandatory. I see some messages about WhatsApp. Okay. Right now, nothing really specific to data. I would request the team to address the offer letters or WhatsApp, the program related queries that are in the chat. All right. So I'm sure if you all have got downloaded Tableau, you are also aware or gotten familiar with this particular page. All right. Before we will load any data into this, If you guys remember, last time I showed you the Tableau public sample data, and we even downloaded a data set from over there. I still have that particular superstore data in my computer, but just for you all to see. Okay, I opened the wrong link. Sample data. Okay, this is the link I wanted to share with everyone. Now it is up to you if you want to share the same link, use the same data, then you can use it. All right, this is where you can get the Tableau sample data. There are many data sets down there as you scroll down. And second, I also want to introduce you guys to another great tool. It's called Kaggle, Kaggle. Here as well, you will find a lot of interesting data sets to practice with. So basically, Kaggle and Tableau, the data sets that you will find there, they are mainly for learning and practice. Not a lot of them are real-time data sets. So this is where you will find the homepage for Kaggle. And if I just look at, let's say I want to search for certain kind of data set and I search similar sales, it is not necessary to follow the same thing. I open the Walmart sales link and you will see it has a CSV file over here. I click on download the data set as a zip file. Okay, it is asking me to sign in, but not a problem. I'll sign in using my Google account. And now it should download. So it has downloaded. Let's see what it contains. It should be similar data to what we downloaded yesterday. Comparatively, it is much smaller, but just to have an idea, it has the store number, the date, weekly sales, holiday flag, temperature, fuel price, CPI, and unemployment. Now, this is just an example. We will be closing this for now. I hope everybody is aware of the two great tools where we can download data sets for our own practice. Now, let's get back. Whatever type of file you have, you'll choose one of those options. I have an Excel file that we downloaded yesterday. I will choose this, and here is my sample superstore. It will take some time to upload the data. Was I able to share the Kaggle link with you guys? Yes, okay. All right. So within our data set, the Excel spreadsheet, we have three sheets: orders, peoples, and returns. I will drag orders in. Then insert data unbound column. Superstore sales. Now, if you guys remember, since yesterday, I've been putting a lot of focus on writing the correct names. Now, you might think that why name is such a great importance. So, as it is your software, it is your tool, your dashboard, you can put any name as you want, but using a specific naming convention is extremely important. You will learn more about this as you go into working in larger teams. You go to a job doing in a larger company. There it is extremely important that we choose a specific naming convention so that when a larger team is working on it, everybody can understand what a certain file name, what a certain page name is trying to say. All right, so that is why I put a lot of focus on writing the correct names. That is why throughout this masterclass, you will see me going again and again towards changing the names, because the name itself doesn't matter, but the naming convention, that is something that is of high importance. Now, within Tableau, this is a outlay that we saw yesterday. But with it, if you want to see something interesting, you'll see on the right of your screen, there are a lot of graphs and visualizations. Now, what are these for? These are basic suggestions, and Tableau is basically using its own AI, its own suggestions, and based on what data you have, Tableau will try to suggest to you what is the best way to visually represent your data. And that is why it is not necessary that you take your suggestions, but if you are confused somewhere, if you are not able to go forward, then those suggestions play a great role, and I'll show you how to go forward with it. Well, now let's start with the most basic visualization. We all must have seen it in school, learned it in school, maybe even made a lot on one of those graph sheets, the bar graph or the column graph. So I will start with choosing maybe profits and do it by states. All right, let's try to do it. Or state might be too much. Let's do it by region. All right. Now, if you guys have any recommendation, I'll ask you as well. If you guys remember, yesterday we talked about that more than the idea of making the best looking or best possible, most beautiful looking charts, it is more important that you have the best idea that what is the most efficient, most feasible chart for any idea that we have. So I am taking region versus profit for making my bar graph, and I am continuously facing this error, but not a problem. We can go ahead. So I dragged regions to my columns, and there seemed to be some issue over here. I'll remove this for now. Okay, it looks like there might be some issue with the file that I have. So give me a few minutes. I will close Tableau and generate a completely new file with my data. So this is another idea. So the thing is, I'm quite glad this error happened. This is a good learning opportunity for everyone. So this error basically shows us that something is wrong with the file. And I am sure you remember we downloaded this file yesterday online. So there might be some issue, but not a problem. I'll copy this, create a new Excel file, and paste everything as values over here. So not copying anything else. Let's save this for now. I'll save this on my desktop. And maybe call it sales data, and I'll write it as Masterclass 2. Now close this. Let's go back to Tableau. No, I do not want to delete the shortcut. So as it is loading, I wanted to ask you guys that what data set are you using? Okay, before that, can I ask you guys if all of you are, how many of you are working with me? If you are on your laptops or on your mobile, if you are working with me, then please let me know in the chat. And if you are just waiting, you will go through this masterclass, then maybe in your own time. Oh, there's a big number. Parthiv, Ronak, somebody named visitor. It would be really helpful if you would write your, actual full names. It would be a great way to interact with each other. Sayed says same data set which I am using. Sayed, so are you facing the same issue as me or are you not facing? Please let me know. Maybe you'll help me understand something is wrong with my computer. Oh, big number. Apurva. Dashing boy. Great name. Sneha, Harjot. Okay, a lot of you are working with me. Urmila is asking, is Power BI and Tableau the same? They are obviously not same, but their working or their use case is quite similar. So Power BI is from Microsoft, Tableau is from Salesforce. You will see some changes in the UI, some changes in the UX, but the main purpose, they both serve kind of the same purpose. They are eventually used to convert heavy databases into interactive dashboards. And then eventually those dashboards are published onto your websites or your web application or other platforms that you have. Oh, so Syed, you are not facing this issue. I don't know if you guys can see the screenshot that Syed has shared with us. So good job. Maybe something is wrong with my computer. Okay, let me try to fix it. I'll go to my desktop, use the new. All right, I don't see any error till now. Oh, looks great. I guess my file was corrupted when I downloaded. I might have made some mistake while downloading it. So now so what you see, the data that we downloaded at 3 sheets, I only copied one sheet from there. Again, Superstore sales. Now let's get to working. Now we want to find the regional profit that has happened, and our goal was to represent it via a bar chart. There seems to be some issue. Okay. So this was the most basic idea of a bar chart that we have made. Now let's look at how we can, make it a bit more advanced, how we can basically turn it into something much more meaningful. So this is a basic bar graph. This shows us that West had a profit of 110,799. Then what you see right now, although we are quite sure that this data is from US. If you guys don't remember, last time we had uh, we saw the Excel sheet, but still, if you want to still see within Tableau, what I'll do, I'll go to a new sheet and just take states over here and drag it to the main sheet. Okay, it has automatically created a map. I do not want that. I'll take it to rows. Or you see Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, British Columbia. Oh, British Columbia, that means Canada is also there, Columbia, Colorado. So we now know that this data contains, information about fictional store in US and Canada. I'll delete the second sheet for now. Okay, so we can now most certainly assume that this data, the numbers in this data are in US dollars. So, but this chart is quite incomplete, doesn't give us complete information. So what I'll do right now, I'll right click on this and then click on format. Then after clicking on format, you will see a lot of information over here. Now, you will see different options, the way you can edit. We will not be focusing a lot on colors right now. But okay, I did it very quickly. So the field that was initially chosen, the field of region was chosen. And the region, as you can see, the regions are mainly four: center, east, south, west. So to edit though, to make changes there, you can either make changes in the text, the text and all those things, but I want to change the field of profit. So for that, I'll go to numbers, click on it, and you will see the data type that has been chosen. Currently, the automatic data type has been chosen, but we want to change it. So I will currently, for this particular use case, I'll choose currency and custom. And rather than the rupee suffix, I will choose dollar. And for decimal, right now, this looks too big. If I see, there's also one thing that we can do. Rather than representing the value in 3 zeros or multiple zeros, we can also choose a suffix. For example, 6 zeros will be converted to millions, 9 to billions, and so on. But for now, we don't have a big number. We'll change it to K. Then you can see 110.00. So in my opinion, this 00 looks unnecessary. I will reduce decimal places to absolute zero. See, now this makes much more sense, that because since this is in US dollars, we might be talking about the center, east, south, and west. Now, some of this text are cutting. Now we have multiple options here. We can either increase the width. Increasing width is the easy part. So rather than standard, if I choose the option of fit width, it will go wide like this, but it is not really necessary for us to go that wide. If I fit entire view, still doesn't change, but I'll go to back to standard. But what another feature I wanted to show you, if let's say the horizontal labels that we have right over here, if you want to make those changes, change it to vertical, you have the option to that or that, and I'll simply click on rotate label, and center is southwest. Now again, as I said, the visualization of data is quite subjective. If you preferred them horizontally, you can go ahead with that. If you wanted a wider chart, you can go ahead with that. I prefer them vertically and narrower bars. All right. Now let's say we want to make some more changes. So within center, east, south, and west, we have added that. Let's say we wanted to make some more, we wanted to understand some more data within this particular data set. Now, let's say along with the zones, I also want to understand the different profit based on different categories. So we have what I will do with category, I'll simply drag it over here and put it. All right, so I hope you might have already understood what just happened. So it has segmented the bars that we already had into several segments of categories. So the entire bar shows us the profit for the zone. For example, west zone goes all the way up to 110,000. South is very close to 50,000 and so on. But within that individual bar, there are zones. And let's say you can either stop here, but if you want to work further and you want some text-based data as well, then we can add labels. Now it is up to you. Let's say if you want to add labels for each of the category, I will simply take category from over here and drag it to labels here. And you will see every single category's name. But because where the size is too big or too big for the text and too small for the category, there it is not shown. But if we edit the size, although I won't be keeping it, but I'm doing this just to show to you guys. I'll rotate the labels as well. Now you see, now we had still in one of them we don't have, but to see, we will not be spending a lot of time in formatting, because as I said, formatting is quite subjective. But I'll show you. Simply right click, go to format, and you will find a lot of options to change colors. I'll just show you one example. If I want to change the background of the worksheet, it goes yellow or black, whatever I want to do. Then I'll go back to white. Then there is option for row dividers. If you want something, you can have it. If not, then you don't need to have it. But as I said, we'll not be spending a lot of time on formatting, because formatting is basically endless and also very subjective. Whatever you feel like need to do, you can choose from this particular menu. Simply right click and format. All right. Now again, we have more options for labels. Maybe you also want to show the numbers. Maybe as you see this, the top of this graph, you are not fully sure whether it matches with 50K or not. You want to be a little more specific. This time I'll take profit and drag that to labels. And you'll see here also the number has come. Now again, we come to that issue. On these particular labels, we are not seeing the dollar sign and the K sign, but we have already seen this. We'll right click it and then format those labels. All right. So actually I have filled it up too much. Now just to tell you, in my opinion, this graph currently does not look very good. But the idea here was just to show you all the functionalities. So what I will do, I will show you in my opinion what looks like a very good graph. I'll remove everything for now. And make it standard. Rotate the labels again. And that is it. This, what I believe in my opinion, is a very feasible, good looking graph. In a wider, so I showed you the idea of a stacked bar chart as well. In a wider use case where you want to depict something, where you have a larger screen space, a larger data that you want to depict, you can definitely use stacked bar chart. You spend a lot more time on formatting it to make it much more presentable. But as I said, the idea behind this is that you have to understand the kind of data that you have. And based on kind of data that you have to come up with the best possible way to visually represent it. And now again, going back to names, I'll name this as region versus profit and apply. I'll name this sheet as well, region underscore profit. Or let's say for both names, I've used different ways to name them. But this is just for you to understand that please make this a practice of following a standard naming convention. You can choose a naming convention on your own, but it is extremely important because when you work in teams, work in larger corporations, that is where it plays a very big role. All right, so that was it with bar chart. Now, if you guys have any recommendation that maybe some chart can be made using some variables. Okay, I see some messages in the chat. Arush has made a graph and shared a screenshot. Great job there. Okay, now I'm not able to close the chat. Okay, closing this. Oh, I can't enter my email because if you need to publish our work, we need a plan in Tableau. Ganesh, if you want to publish your work in Tableau Public, I will show you the method. But the only limitation with Tableau Public is, as I told you, Tableau Public contains all the features. There's a standard Tableau desktop, but it doesn't let you save anything on your personal computer. So with Tableau Public, you can publish everything on the Tableau community online. So I will show you that process as well. Do not worry about that. But you surely can publish your work with Tableau Public as well. All right, moving on. Sheet number 2. Now let's move on to another very basic chart called a pie chart. Now, how we can make a pie chart? Now, first we of course need to decide what we need to do in a pie chart. So for pie chart, I will take, all right, one very important thing I did not tell you. So when you look at the data pane, here you will see that the different variables that we have, different columns that we had in the Excel sheet, they have been given their own data types. If ABC is written in front of them, then it is a string. If a globe is made in front of them, then it is a geographical value, city for now. Then and so on. And if you see a hashtag in front of them, then it is numerical. And what you will see that we have blue values wherever the data type is blue in color. It is qualitative data. I hope you remember from the last session. This is the qualitative data, the text-based data, some descriptive data, and that can be nominal or ordinal. Then the green values that we have, that is quantitative data or numerical data. So based on that understanding, although Tableau has made a separation, you can think where you want to make what qualitative variable you want to use and what quantitative variable you want to use. All right. Now for pie chart, let's try to do it with categories. I'll take categories, put it to columns, and let's do discount, order date, profit. Let's do quantity and we put into rows. So by default, it has made us a bar chart again. But what we will do, go to marks over here, click on automatic, and you'll see a lot of options as, but I'll simply choose pie chart over here. Now it has given me a very bad representation of a pie chart, but what I will do, this is where Xiaomi plays a role, and like magic, it has converted everything. So you see, I want to show you an example where they show me the suggestive, the AI part of Tableau plays a big role. So what I understood here, so I had actually made a mistake. I put category into columns and the quantity into rows, which I was not supposed to do. And that is why I got something like this. But when I clicked here, I also learned that both category and the sum should have gone into the marks card. Now, just for you to understand what I will do, I will undo everything. Now, how did, so although you can always use the suggestive option from Tableau, but I want to show you how that worked, how it changed colors, different sectors had different colors. So I'll take category, put it in the marks card. Then next I will take quantity, put that as well in the marks card. Now what I'll do, I'll choose pie. Now it has given us a bland looking chart, but you see the segments are created. They're just not a different colors. So what I want to give different color to different categories. So what I will do, I'll take the category option and drag it to color over here. You see the color? I'll drag it here and it has automatically assigned different colors to each category. Now you don't have to stick with those colors, but we will, just to give you a brief idea, not spending a lot of time on formatting, you can go to the color tab over here, click on edit colors, and then choose furniture, give it maybe yellow color, but I don't really like that. So, but you can change colors from over here, and I'll close this. Now what? Now, of course, the most obvious problem here is the size. To increase the size, I'll go to size over here and simply drag this bar. Okay, a little too big maybe. Let's try to extend the range. Okay, that is a little too big. Let's try to decrease it a little bit. All right, this works. Now this gives us a pie chart. Now we know based on the data that we have, if we, hover upon it, we understand quantity for furniture is 8369, quantity for office supply is 23,000. All right, I see another mistake here. I don't know if you guys realize it, but I have realized it. Since the quantities are so vastly different, the sectors cannot be of the same size. So to adjust the size based on the quantity, what I will do, I will take quantity, drag it to size over here. And you see now the size of the sectors is based according to the size, the magnitude of the quantity. All right. So now we are on the right track. This is office supply 23,000, furniture 8,000, and technology 7,000. Now again, our base idea of a pie chart is done. But again, if you want to spend some more time formatting, let's say I want to give the category label. I'll take category, drag it to labels. Each category has been given. Then I'll maybe also for quantity as well, drag that to labels as well. And we have the labels as well. But it is up to you if you want that. I really don't want the numbers label here, because when you hover upon it, we do see it. And then, of course, upon formatting, we can change the data into dollars. But you guys already know how formatting works. All right, now again, I'll name it. And the name should be category versus quantity. And okay, same here. I'll follow the same naming convention for the title headings. I will do it with the versus convention. For the base, the sheet names, I'll use underscore. Score quantity. Okay, a bit spelling mistake over here. Category quantity. All right. Okay, Sayed has raised a hand. Okay, next we move on to something called the line chart. Now, any idea or any basic comments where a line chart can be used or line chart would serve a good purpose? Yesterday we learned, not yesterday, in the previous masterclass, we did learn that line chart is mainly used for data when it is time-based data and when it is used to show trends. So for a good use of line chart, what I will choose is, we had a date variable somewhere over here, order date, and maybe let's do order date and put it into columns, and then let's take maybe profit again, although we have used it. So currently it gives us this. And why is that happening? I will show you soon. So by default, what this has done, it has converted our date into numerical values and basically added all that. So you can see here that by default, it has made a sum of order dates. But what we will do, I'll click on this arrow right over here. And rather than continuous, you will see the measure over here, sum, average, median, and all that. And then rather than continuous, I'll make it discrete. Then for profit, we need sum, no problem there. And then measure. Okay, so this has changed into a dimension. So dimension is also what you call the data type. And to change that, oh my bad, I misclicked it. I will simply undo this first. Remove this from here. And the date, order date, I will change it. All right, see, you see the mistake that we did not notice earlier. The data type that has been chosen is number whole. Rather than that, I'll change it to either date or date and time. So I have changed the data type. And now I will drag the shipping date. Where has it gone? The ship date. Okay, it still seems to show. All right, it is refusing to change. All right, it has changed now. All right, now it has changed. Now I'll take ship date, drag it to columns. So now you see we had data from 2023, 20 all the way to 27. Now it is up to you whether you want to represent year wise or for every month or for every quarter. And to make the change, you can again click on this particular arrow Currently, year is chosen. If you choose quarter, it will look something like this. Then if we choose month, what does it look like? This is what it looks like. And I think week might be too much. All right, so this is too messed up. So I believe it looked good. It would look good in months. But what I will do, you'll see it is currently giving us data for all the different years. So although it is not, if you want to represent data for all the different years, you can go ahead with this. It is not a problem. But let's say you only wanted on all the months for a certain year. So if you go closer to it, you'll see it starts from January 23, Feb 23, then March 23, and you'll see every single point, it goes all the way up to January 27. Before that, December 26, and so on. Let's say you want to filter out some years, some months, or whatever. Let's see how we can do that. For this, what I'll do, I'll take ship date and drag it to filters. And here I will choose years, and I will only select the ones that I want to keep. Just to show you an example, at first I will choose, let's say, 3 of them and apply it. You see, 22, 23 June, and or it is only up to 25. If let's say I remove 23 and 24 as well and apply, only 25 remains. Now it is not necessary to apply this filter, but you have an option to do that as well. I click on OK for now. And now we have data only for the 12 months of the year 2025. Now again, working further with it, I will format the labels, change it to our dollar currency, remove the unnecessary decimal places. Now here we have millions. Now let's try what looks good. So this is what thousands looks like, and this is what millions. Okay, a little too small for millions. Decimal places have been made. Okay, I simply change it to 0. Let's go to K now. All right, this looks perfect as of right now. We have the values in dollars, we have the months over here, and then also a little specification that tells us that this is not the entire data, but only the month or ship date of 2025. Now you can apply the same labels and filters over here. I will just show it to you once again. For the date filter, I will drag it to labels over here. And rather than see, because it was chosen as year, 2025 chosen, but I'll click on the arrow over here and change it to month. Now every single label has been applied. If you want to do it for the numbers as well, for the profit, drag that to labels and we have it. But I believe this is too messed up. I will only keep profit over here and remove the dates. The reason I remove the dates because we have specification here Jan, Feb, March and 2025. We do not need dates. Right click and again I will. You can either have horizontal or vertical uh, data points, that is months. Now we will explore something called the analytics tab. Now analytics is very important. A lot of you must have studied statistics, or some of you might also have studied finance. For finance, there are a lot of variables like average, median, trend, constant. All this is highly used. But constant line is very simple to understand. To put it, you simply take the constant line variable, drag it over here, and you can put any value that you want. So I accidentally put it for dates, but I will put constant for only for profit. So just to give an example how this can work, let's say you work in a company and you started your year in January and you set up a target for yourself that we want a profit of at least $5,000 every month. And you have these numbers and you want to visually represent the result that has happened in the past year. So what I'll do, I'll simply type in 5,000 here, and it has given me a constant line of 5,000 here. So what this visualization has helped us understand that the month of January was good, Feb was good, March, April, not that good, May just made it, then Feb, and so basically 1, 2, and 3 months were bad months for us. We need to work on our strategies and understand why these 3 months were bad and why all of the, and we can also for understand from larger months why they were good months. So and then next we have average line. This basically gives us the average of all months, and it comes to 6914. Then trend line also very easier to understand. It so basically shows us where the trend is going. So as a trend, because the slope of the line is positive, it is going up. So our sales are basically on, as a trend, our sales are going up. So it's a good news if it were a real company and a real data. Nothing good, no good news right now. But this data shows the sales are going up. Now, just to make the final one, I, as of right now, I will only put up the trend line over here. I do not want to make a big mess of my data set. And again, I'll name this as shipping. No, shipping is also not in it. Let's just do month versus profit. Apply and then OK. Now here I'll again do month underscore profit. All right. Now we have made 3 very basic charts. So next what I will do, we will not be making any specific, specific basic charts right now. So now what I want you to show you guys, how basically with the same data set, we'll not be using any more sheets. With the same data sets, what are the different type of charts that can be made? I really hope that from these 3 charts that we have made, you have understood the designing and formatting part. Now I will quickly take you through all the different kind of charts that we can make. All right. Now let's come up with a scatter plot. So scatter plot basically used a lot in finance, used to show the scattering of your data or the concentration of your data. To take a quick idea, if we take all the categories, drag it to columns. Let's say we want to see category wise sales. And then within that, we want to see the subcategories. So as of right now, it has made us a stacked bar chart, but I will choose the shapes option over here. Do you see in the marks card, the shapes option gives us all these shapes, and you can adjust the size of these shapes by making these changes. And if I make it fit the width, although very basic looking scatter plot, if we just switch the value, if you want to include more things, let's say rather than one variable, double variable, we had this thing, we changed it to shape, then increase the width, we have all these values. Now within this basic point shows us where everything is. I'll reduce the size a little bit. Now next I will take states and basically drag and put it over here. Now you will see, although we have put too much data, but you can always zoom in, zoom out, and you will see that within each category there is a point for each of the state as well. And you can do the same, take maybe now within this maybe subcategory as well, drag it. Now we have more changes. Now what change do you see? That each category has been provided its own color. Now what this helps us understand, remember the name scatter plot. So how scatter plot helps us is that it either tells you how much the data is scattered or how much the data is concentrated. So looking at this, if we could look it on a bigger screen, the concentration of all our points show us that majority sales lie up to $20,000. And there are some outliers. For example, if we really want to make something stand out, you will see that the sales of technology in California, the subcategory of phones, that is phones in California have done brilliantly well as a say in sales. And then furniture also in California, then office. So I guess California turns out to be the best state. But looking at its average, this scatter plot shows. Now, if I want to change something, make it a better looking scatter plot, I will choose take subcategory out of air and take category out of air, and I will take subcategory and put it right over here. And just to differentiate, I want to provide different color to each subcategory. I'll take subcategory, drag it to colors, and it gives us this. All right. So I hope this has helped you understand. So this is basic example of scatter plot. Now how we can convert the exact same thing into a box plot? I'll simply go to show me. You will see the box plot option here, box and whisker plot, and click on it. Now it has changed. Now, can I ask you how many of you understand what a box plot is or what a box and whisker plot is? If you have, then please let me know. But otherwise, in simple terms, box plot is used a lot whenever something related to finance, something related to statistics is calculated. So what you see in this particular shape, yes, Harjot says box plot says ranges and outliers. Akshat Jain find an outliers. Yes, that is a very good understanding of box plot. So if I have to show you in detail, you see for each of the category, for now, what I will do, I will remove the subcategories just to explain it to you. So, and I will make it fit the width. Now let's take a look at it and try to understand where this will be helpful. So this is called a box and whiskers chart. The gray part that you see, that is the box, and the line that you see, that is often called the whiskers. And the wherever it is grayed out or the main box, that shows you the where the mean or median, where the majority of your data is. The average data points of data of that is where your data is concentrated, where majority of your data lies. And where it is connected to the whiskers, then it is connected to the outliers. Now I really hope you all understand what the outliers are, the anomalies within your data, or the outstanding points in your data. They are the outliers. For example, if this is sales data, then where the sales are either extremely high or extremely low. You'll see on the lower point, if we see here, I zoom in, you see the average sales, the bottom point of our average is 80. However, our sales have gone to as down as I saw that 226 as compared to 80,000, and this is only 226. So that is an outlier. And if I go to the top, okay, there's more. You will see the top whisker takes, okay, let's first take a look at what was the top of our average, the top end. Upper whisker is 80, upper hinge is 35, median is 13, lower hinge is 4, 1, and lower whisker is 132. All right, now you see the dark gray band gives us the median and all the outliers. So this is a good example of box plot. So this is for just you to understand, but on average, a box plot, if I undo everything, this is what an average box plot will look like. Now again, going to the formatting, you can format it, change colors if you want. Let's say you want this. All right. And if you want to maybe hide something, you can do that as well. Same, if you want, you can put dollars also here. And then so all the editing that you want to change, you can do it. Also, one more thing, if you do not want to see the points, you can hide those points as well. If I have to okay, so what I did right here. So you see, previously I showed you that you can filter out data. Maybe let's say within this category you do not want the furniture. You will simply drag subcategory into filters and deselect furniture from over there. But let's say you specifically want to remove this particular point, that is chairs in California. You can simply right click on it and click on exclude. Now it will no longer be counted, and it is not just visual change that this point has been removed. It is also it has also basically altered our entire data set, and it has also changed the average. Do not think that just it is just an eraser that has wiped a point. All right, but I will get it back. Now for subcategory, for format, if you want to add trend lines, there are some. All right, we will not be spending a lot of time here. I will again blank clear out this sheet. Remove. Now let's take a look at what we call a bullet graph. Now how bullet works? It works very similarly to bar graph. Now, not to spend a lot of time, I will show you how basically a bullet graph works within the same bar graph that we already made. So to begin with, I'll start with removing my labels. And earlier we made a chart. All right, rather than removing, how about we make a copy of this? I'll click on duplicate, and in the bracket I'll write bullet. All right, we do not want to get rid of the chart we have made. I'll remove the labels. And what I will do right now, I will create something called a calculated field. Now, please bear with me. You will understand with time how calculated field is important, how it works. So let's say you worked in your business or in a company, and you wanted to show a visualization of your future targets. So what is a good way of basically showing a visualization of your future targets? Let's take this particular graph. Here we see the central zone have done profits of close to 40,000, east close to 90, south close to 50, and west over 100,000. Now let's say you as a team come together with an idea that in the next year, or in the next quarter, or whenever the time period that you set, you want to achieve a profit that is 20% more than what we have right now. Now you have come up with this idea. The idea is well set in your mind, but how do you present this to, let's say, your investors or the other people part of your business, part of your company? So this is where bullet chart plays a very big role. So what I will do, I'll go to the data pane over here, click this little arrow here, and I will create what is called a calculated field. And what I will name it as profit, and I'll simply name it plus 20%. And where is the percent? Apply and okay. You see it has created this new field. And what I will do to edit. Now I want to know, I want basically what kind of data this field should contain. What I want is profit, which is this particular variable, times, you all know we use the star logo for multiplication, and 0, not 0, 1.2. So I hope you understand profit times 1 is the original value. Profit times 1.2 is the same value increased by 20%. And I click on OK. So for you to understand what it has done, imagine the Excel sheet. It has basically created a full new column, and in that new column, all the value from profits were taken, and they were increased by 20%. Now, what I will do with this 20% increase, I will put this over here, and you see our previous chart was removed, but this is no mistake. What I will do, instead of dual axis, I'll do single axis. So you see the upper chart gives us profit and the bottom is profit plus 20%. And then okay, so I will redo the same thing again. I'll take, so this, it shows some error over here. Let's check that out. Okay, it has for some reason emptied out everything. All right, let's do it again. Profit star 1.2. Apply and okay. Now we have this. I'll put this over here. What it has done. Okay, it has changed colors. We do not want that. I'll take profit, drag it over here. It gives us two different charts. Now I'll change it to dual axis. Now I want bar here. Same. Okay, I might be doing too fast. I'm really sorry about that. All right, let's go back. So when I choose only one variable for columns and I chose two different variables for rows, that is profit and 20% more. So it basically made us two different graphs. Now what I want, in a way I want to combine both these graphs. So what I'll do, I will change it into a dual axis graph, which looks something like this. And I know this looks quite wrong, but that is because we on automatically Tableau is choosing circles, but we can manually do it and choose bars and then choose bars here as well. Now what I will do, now you see both these graphs are basically overlapping each other and you don't see what is behind the orange line. So to see what is behind the orange line, I will reduce the size of it. Okay, my bad. I was reducing the size of the blue line. I will reduce the size of the orange line. You see, it has gone a bit thinner. Now you might be asking why, if this is 20% more, why this gives us the same height? That is because the axis that you see on your left, that has different range as compared to this. The range here is much bigger. So what I will do, I right click over here and choose synchronize axis. Now you see 120K, 120K, everything is in line. Now you see, again, not spending a lot of time putting in labels or colors, you can change it. But this is basically the visual representation of the target that you have set for yourself. You did certain amount of sales in the last quarter or last year. You set a new target for yourself, and that target was 20% more. And using a bullet chart, you have visualized your target. Now your investors, your board member, everybody who is working around you, who wants to understand, this is a visual representation. Now immediately upon looking into this graph, if I simply take, although reading the numbers are, see, as of right now, reading the numbers is difficult because we are working on a small computer screen, but when we're working on a larger screen it would be easy. But for more understanding, if I simply take profit 20%, put it into labels, the labels are there, take profit and put it into the labels here. The labels are there as well. So what you see, although labels don't look very good, but immediately somebody who's looking at it, they would understand that the West region did sales of 111,000, but in next year they are targeting 130,000. Same, South did 47,000, targeting 57,000, and so on. Now, please, in your own time, work more on the formatting. I know right now it doesn't look very good, but we have basically served our purpose to visually represent our target. Okay, now we have done that. Now we'll look at something that is called a tree map. Although I have still not to the day understood why that thing is called tree map. It looks nothing like a tree, but I guess statisticians have come up with a logical reason of why that thing is called tree map. And if you find a good use for it, you can use that as well. So let's go with the same variables we have been using. Let's do sales and let's do where was date. Date is here. So it has by default made a box plot, but I want a tree map. And this is what a tree map is. I know you might be shocked. It looks nothing like a tree, but I will go ahead and choose month. And again, I'll put a filter for the years. I'll go to ship date, go to years, and only choose maybe 24, apply, and then okay. All right. So this is a basic example of a tree map. If you want to more, if you do not like the colors, you can go to the legend over here, change the color scheme, maybe choose orange, green, or even there are options to customize it. All right. So if you look at this color scheme, what I want you to understand, basically what a tree map, how a tree map works, how a tree map helps you understand. It works on two main factors, size and color. It uses visual representation of data with the help of size and color. If you guys remember, in the previous masterclass as well, we did talk about tree maps. So look at this slider, it goes from gold to purple. So what we understand from this, that the smaller a box gets and the more gold a box gets, that means the number is going down. And the larger a box gets, or the more purple a box gets, that means the number is going up. Now, this kind of tree maps, as I previously told you, heat maps or tree maps, they are used a lot in, when data is quite complex, representing in a, graphical manner, but you still want to represent it graphically. Let's say rather than just 12 months, we had data for all the weeks within 10 years, that would be quite big. So your eyes will we can actually take a look at that example, how that will work. I will remove this filter for now. And rather than month, what I will do, I'll simply choose week. And you see I have basically no idea how many weeks have been chosen. But let's say you are working on a larger screen and you have your clients who are working with you and you have to represent all this data. So from a basic point of view, your eyes will directly go to the dark purple box on the top left and the dark yellow, dark golden box. And based on that, you understand, and you'll see the more white a box gets or more faded out a box gets, that is where your average value lies. So based on this understanding of color, you look at the data and you don't have to look at every single data point to understand. You simply have to look at this box, this faded color box, to understand where your average lies. Look at dark purple to look where your high point lies. Look at dark gold where your low point lies. Now, based on what a statistician is thinking or what the viewer is thinking, they can look at different colors. Now, of course, changing the colors is totally up to us. You can go here, choose as many colors as you want, as complex or as simple as you want. But please remember, we have to make it easier to understand and not difficult. So this is a tree map. This is represented by size and color of the squares. Sometimes people also use circles, which will look something like this. I don't know if you prefer this. I personally do not prefer this, but of course, we have personally chosen a very complex data set because we have taken weeks from over 5 years. So we have on, it is through my mistake that this looks difficult. But if you find a better representation of data, which will simply look like this, and within this as well, if I try to add labels, let's say for sales, I put labels here, and then basically it gives us numbers and different way of representing. So this was tree map, and changing this into circles, there's different color, and maybe add labels to this as well. Here comes sales and here comes labels, and this is also done. Now, of course, you have to find out. It is not always, since we are using only one data set, we have a lot of limitations because not every kind of data goes with every kind of visualization or every kind of infographic. But you need to learn all different kind of infographic or different kind of way of visualizing data, because it should be your goal to find the most perfect way to represent or visualize every single data point that you have. All right, now again, moving away from the tree map, I will remove this, remove all the different variables. All right, now we will truly look at completely text-based data, but we'll try to convert it into a heat map. But to make it simpler, what we will do, I will take subcategory, put it into columns. Then I'll take state, put it into rows. Then I'll take sales, put it in the center. Now you see this basically looks like our Excel sheet that we had, but quite limited and quite filtered. Let's say you had this kind of data. You can add more variables if you want, but this you want to change this kind of data into something visually appealing or visually easier to understand. So what I will do again, I will take the same again, we'll use the idea of colors and we'll add sales to colors here, and you see it has changed it. But what I will do right now, I will rather than automatic, I'll change it to square. So this is what has been done, but rather than blue, we have already seen blue. I will choose orange. All right, without spending a lot of time, I hope you already understand that although our data was boring looking and we had no particular method of converting this into a graphical form, we have still used the idea of visualizing, the idea of adding colors. And based on that, we simply understand the darker the orange, the higher the value, and the lighter the orange, lighter the value. Of course, you can also fill these empty sheets that are over there, but that depends totally on you, how you want to work with this, what colors you want to choose, what categories, what variables. It all depends completely on you. All right. Now I will move on to what I believe the best function of Tableau, and you will be really happy to see. Now we are moving on to charts, not charts, I'm sorry. We are moving on to maps. Okay, there are some messages. Let's take a look at them. If there is something important I must have missed. Okay, you guys are talking about Bob. Bob is a great tool. You guys should definitely try it. how to change colors. Swaru, I hope you have now understood how to change colors. Tanisha, I will help you make the project, do not worry, but more you have to use more of your own creativity and imagination. It's compulsory to download Tableau. Navjot, I'm assuming this is your first class because previously I had demonstrated how you need not install Tableau, but you can always, do it online. Rida says go a little slower. 541. Okay, this is a very recent message. Okay, Rida, I'll try to go very slow. Can you explain region versus profit graph 2? Arush says, what about pre-work? The team will help you with pre-work. Do not worry about that. Explain how to change. See, changing colors probably the most easy thing. See, let's take the example of this graph itself. The thing, whatever color you want to assign, imagine in your mind, let's say you want to assign different color to different categories. So in this particular case, to different regions. Whatever variable you want to assign different colors to, you will take that particular variable, this region variable, you see, and drag it to colors. Now every region has different color. Now in further, let's say for this, we had categories. You want to assign different colors to each category. You take category that is over here, this particular variable, drag it to colors. Although there are different, if I remove this for now, you see there is no color. I take category, drag it to colors. There are now different colors. So basically you have to think in your mind what variable you want to assign the color to, and basically take that variable, drag it to colors. Wherever you want to change color, take that variable and drag it to colors. All right. Please explain the region profit with calculate. Okay, 20%. Arush, can you be a little more specific? What part of it you want to understand? The calculative field that you did not understand, or the bullet parts that you did not understand? How I took 20%. Okay, Gaurav is complaining that the class is too long. Okay, so I created the extra field of this profit plus 20% using what we call calculated field. How calculated field works, that you go to this little menu over here, choose the first option, create calculated field, and then you can name it as you want. Maybe this time you want quantity plus 30%. So what you will do for that, see, you have to choose your variable here. We have chosen 30% more than quantity. So what I do is start typing quantity, QUAN, and it will automatically suggest one of my variables from here, and that is quantity. And I click on it and I multiply it by 1.3. This 1.3 part is very easy to understand. We take the 100% is 1 and 0.3 is the additional 30%. We click on apply and then we click on OK. So that is how this profit 20% was created. What's the difference between bar and bullet? Natasha, the difference between bar and bullet is, as I told you, a bar graph contains one variable which cannot be compared to something else. Okay, a lot of people have problem with the bullet graph. I might have gone too fast over there. So bullet graph is basically it uses two variables, and the idea is to compare both those variables. So what you see in this particular graph is that I could have taken maybe profit and quantity, or maybe sales and quantity, but I chose 20% more than profit because of this scenario that we want to represent 20% more profit. But if you wanted to represent the comparison between the total sales versus profit, that is also something that you can represent. But the idea behind it is simply comparison. These are basically two bar graphs that are combined into one, because earlier when those bar graphs were separated, we are not able to make the correct comparison. Now that these bar graphs are combined into one, we are able to make the right comparison and understand the difference by that comparison. All right. Okay. All right. I see the time is 5:47. All right. I'll take the next decision based on your understanding. So the next part is learning maps. All right. Let me just give you a very brief example how maps can be plotted on Tableau. For example, we have cities over here. If I simply double click on city, just double click. Okay. What you see here is this has chosen Salem. So what has happened is Salem is a city in Tamil Nadu as well as in the United States. So in my particular tableau, what has happened is that the locations have been set to only country India. What I'll do, I'll make it none as of right now. So everything is done. And now I click on OK and everything is back in US now. See, it was removed from India because I specifically selected India filter when I was working previously. And you see all these cities are there. Now let's say I want to do the same with states. I'll take state, mark it as a layer, and rather than automatic, I choose maps. And you see every single state is filled. And let's say I want to provide different color to each state. I will drag state to colors and then drag state below. And then maybe for cities, what I can do, maybe assign a different darker color, something like blue. And you see, so basically we will learn more about maps in the next session, but this was just to help you understand, to help you maybe get little excited that whatever data you have in your sheet or in your files, you can visually present that on real world maps. And even if you want to add labels, let's say you want to find out sales for each states, I'll simply take sales, drag it to labels. You see for each state, then maybe for each state name, drag the, okay, I did it accidentally to cities, my bad. I will take sales, drag it to labels for each state. Then I will take state names as well, drag it that to labels as well. So you see, for British Columbia, for Alberta, Shash, I am struggle to pronounce those names, but South Dakota, Colorado, and sales for each. So please don't worry. I know I went very fast in this. We will do maps in the next session in detail, and we'll do it very slowly and in detail. Don't worry about that. But this was all just to give you a glimpse into how maps work with Tableau. We can make very visually appealing maps using Tableau and represent our geographical data through that. All right. Okay. All right. So that was it for today. If we have gone very fast today, then we will cover whatever we have missed in the next session. So please don't worry. So thank you very much for attending the session today. If I was too fast or too slow, you can ask your questions and queries either right now in the chat box, or we will cover everything in the next class. So be prepared. We will be covering maps in details in the next session, all the different features that we have with maps in Tableau, how we can plot our maps, how we can visualize and represent our data through maps on Tableau. We'll do that in the next session. All right. Thank you very much. Back to you, Nilendra.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karthik. It was a really insightful session about W. And I would like to compliment you that you explained it better than my B school professor. And it was quite easy to understand and quite refreshing personally for me. So thank you, dear students. I hope you might have been able to understand a bit better about W. I have seen that some of you have been facing some challenges and queries which would be resolved after this session. And you can definitely reach out to us anytime in the query form. You can also ask the queries after we'll be sharing the attendance form. Meanwhile, you can discuss the queries. So for you, we have also brought one new thing, which we have discussed it in the orientation session about the IBM SkillsBuild dashboard, where you will be sharing your all the details related to your learning plan completion along with the other things. So let's move directly to the dashboard and let's see what's there. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. So this is the dashboard. You will receive the link to this dashboard in your chat box, as well as we'll be sharing it afterwards as well. So yes, so you'll be seeing this dashboard when you'll be clicking on the link, which is written IBM SkillsBuild Academic Internship 2026. There is a notice board where you will be finding some notices that we'll be sharing, and you'll see the place to enter your Gmail ID. So for example, as a test case, we have entered the Gmail ID of Saket. This is a sample Gmail ID. We have mentioned the email ID, and then we have selected the name of the college. So for example, we are from BharatCares. So we have selected a sample college as BharatCares, and we'll be clicking on login. As you will be clicking on login, you'll find the name of your team. Hello, team, IBM Skills Build, all the details, your unique team ID, college pin code, college name, internship name, which should mention if you are from big data and business management, it should mention big data and business management, the total number of team members, total number of female team members, the name of the team leader and the team leader's email ID. Here, you will be submitting your concept note and also the final deliverable that we'll be sharing further in this internship. Below that, you will be finding the members' names along with the details of learning plan completion, the email ID, name, submission links. So at the top, you'll be finding the team leader's name. So since this is a 3 members team, so 3 members names are there. The team leader, which is Saket, the team member 2, which is Anne, and the team member 3, which is Ritu. So all the members' name will be there and there will be tabs. And there is a special power to team leader. He or she can edit anything in this dashboard related to the names, email IDs. So many of you would be seeing that there would be corrections somewhere or the other in this dashboard to some of the students. So you can ask your team leader to make the changes. For example, if the team leader wants to change his or her email ID, he can change it as like that. And save it. There is also one more option to assign a co-lead. So for example, I want to assign Anne as a co-lead in my team. I can assign her as a co-lead and save the changes. Along with that, you will also find an option to upload your certificate, the learning plan certificate that you will be receiving after completing the GLE in the IBM Skills Build platform. You can click on this and upload the file here. Click on submit, it will be uploaded. You can also upload your resume here. So by clicking on resume, you can paste your your LinkedIn profile ID as well as upload your resume and upload. So these are the changes that you can make on this platform. Many of you might be finding it difficult to understand about the concept note. What is a concept note? So basically, after the completion of the sessions, we'll be providing you some a live project which you have to work upon and prepare a concept note about it. and also prepare a final project about it. So the concept note is the first step about a problem. So for example, I gave you a problem about there is a marketing company and it is facing challenge in some of the geographies of India to increase its sales. So there is a problem that we want to increase sales. So for that, you and your team can prepare a concept note and submit it. So basically what you would be doing, how this problem can be solved, how data can be involved to solve this problem. So things like that you can involve with this. And you can click on this and you can directly upload the file from your computer, as well as if you have saved it somewhere in your drive, Google Drive, you can paste the link here and click on upload. Similarly, for this final deliverable. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone. If you want, I can explain it again. So let's move back and restart. So for example, by clicking on the link, you will be opening this dashboard. I'll put the email ID of Saket. I'll select college as BharatCares and login. You'll be finding your dashboard here with the name of your team mentioned at the top, the details about your team, unique ID, college name, internship name, number of members, female members, team leader name, and email ID. The link and option basically to submit your concept note, your final deliverable, the name of the team members, along with the email ID, learning plan completion, option to upload their certificate of GLE, learning plan basically, which will be completing on IBM SkillsBuild, and to upload a resume for all the members. And this your team member can edit. If you want to change your email ID, if you find any corrections in email ID or the name, you can ask your team leader to change it. Apart from that, if you face any other challenge, then you can definitely, will be sharing a dashboard query form separately with you. You can visit that, which is also available uh, on your basically resource document, and you can find the link there and fill it. So yes, this is the sample of the certificate that you would be seeing after completing your GLE learning plan. For example, you can see the certificate here in the left, which mentions the name of the participants, AICTE, IBM SkillsBuild Big Data and Business Management Internship, BharatCares, which is to be submitted till 6 p.m. on 30th June. So you can submit it before 6 p.m. 30th June and move to the further step of this internship. So I hope this is clear. And if it is clear, so now let's move to the attendance, which is the most important thing in this entire internship. So I would request everyone to fill your internship by scanning the QR code and by clicking on the attendance link, which will be provided in your chat as well as your WhatsApp groups. Meanwhile, if anybody has any questions, they can post it in the Zoom chat. I would request Karthik to resolve these queries. Karthik, please, if there is anything.
As of right now, Neelendra, I see all issues based on the program and not a lot related to the data. So we are good to, I am good to go, but as a team, a lot needs to be done. But don't worry, students, I'm sure all your queries will be soon resolved. You have a query form that you can fill if you have any queries related to dashboard. If you are not seeing your name on the dashboard, you can fill that information. If you are not seeing your team on the dashboard, you can fill that as well. If you want to change your maybe the program that you have chosen that is incorrect, even that you can change. All right. Okay, that's it then. Thank you very much, everyone.
Great, Karthik. Thank you so much. So students, I would request to please fill the attendance at the earliest. We'll be sharing the link in the group, so you can fill it from there also. And please do remember, we are looking forward to meeting you in the third masterclass which is scheduled on 30th of June, Tuesday. So we'll be eager to meet you there and would request you can ask your participants as well as team members as well as colleagues, those who have registered for this internship, to be a part of that session so that we can learn it in continuity. And also, if you have any other queries, you can also share your queries through this skillsbuild@csrbox.org email ID if you're not able to fill the query form. But the query form is the go-to place to resolve any queries. So please fill that. And I would thank you all for being so patient and learning such an insightful tool which will be required in any career in the future, because data is the key. So thank you so much. We'll be meeting you soon and enjoy your evening. Thank you.